And happy Tuesday, y'all. Listen, we're going to give people a few minutes to join us today for another edition of Mental Health Matters with Marty. It is a great day, a little windy and overclouded, overcast here in Southern California. But happy Tuesday to you. Listen, we want to see who is out there with us. Listen, like and share. Say hello so I know who's out there joining us today. And again, we are so excited that you have joined us for our edition of Mental Health Matters with Marty. I am so excited about our guest who is going to be joining us today. Listen, this month I want to bring you clinicians who look like us, who think like us, in that because we are breaking and tearing down stereotypes, y'all. We are tearing down stereotypes as it pertains to mental health and men. We are tearing down stereotypes as it pertains to mental health and the Black and brown communities. We don't want you to suffer in silence, but you know my top motto, y'all. Speak up, speak out, and live. Who's out there? I see a couple people out there, y'all. Listen, say hello, where y'all from and all that. But I am so excited about today. And again, at the end of the show, we got some more exciting news to show you. Listen, my daughter just walked in. Come here, hugs. She's going to tell me hugs. Hey, mommies. How are you? Oh, I don't want this. Hello. Hugs. How are you? Mwah. Say hi. Hi. With that, so without any further ado, y'all, listen, join in and like and share. I am so excited to bring to you my brother, now my brother from another mother, with that, who is Thomas Davis, who is from the East Coast. Listen, we're bringing you over. Listen, Thomas, how are you, my brother?
Hey, man, what's going on? What's going on, everyone? How you doing?
Yes. So glad that you have joined me today. And man, we have been trying to get this connection for a little bit now. And so glad that you have joined me today, man. And what we're doing here, we want to make a difference in this whole thing. Listen, tell us who you are and what you do and why mental health matters to you.
All right. So good evening. My name is Thomas Davis. I am a licensed professional counselor here in Washington, D.C., the Chocolate City. I'm a country boy, Marty. I am from the South, Danville, VA. Shout out to Danville.
There is nothing country about D.C. Come on now. Chocolate City. Come on.
It's fun. Very fun. There's always something to do for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, I'm Thomas from Danville. Been up here about 16 years in the DMV.
Right.
And I love what I do.
Yes. Shout out to Shantae. Hey, good to see you. Shantae from Moval out here in Cali. Yes. Pam, good to see you. Hello. Dwayne, hey man, good to see you out there. Listen, tell us about your journey with mental health, because again, we as Black male clinicians, we only represent what 1% of this whole thing of mental health.
Correct.
With this, so what got you into doing mental health and everything, man?
So let's start off from how we got here. So yes. I graduated high school in 1997. I'm an old head.
No, you're not. I'm older than you, man.
So, I was one of those young men who wasn't sure about what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did not want to go to the military, did not want to work in the industry.
Right.
So I tried this thing out called college.
Yes.
So I went to school in Ferrum College in Ferrum, VA. And I started, my degree in psychology. So once I started my degree there, I realized that this was something that I really wanted to do.
Okay.
We, from our ancestors, we were taught and raised that we don't talk about what goes on in our house.
Yeah.
But the house stays in the house.
Stays in this house, and you better not take
nowhere
it
else. Nowhere else. So once I graduated from college, I realized that I obtained my bachelor's of science in psychology, And I realized that I needed to branch out and make this degree work so I can pay for my student loans. So I ventured up to the great DMV area, Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And I've been there and I worked. And, that's just kind of where things have happened. So being in D.C. has afforded me the opportunities to engage with one another, engage with other agencies, engage with people, and to really, truly become a people's person. Anyone who knows Thomas knows that I love to socialize. Very socializable person, very engaging, very responsive. And I started working in the counseling field for over maybe 10 years now.
Wow.
10 years.
Okay, love it. Now let's talk about this. Black men going to college. We already know that Black women are getting a higher education. I was doing some statistics with that. Only we're looking at 58% of the Black population resides in 10 states, mainly the South. Virginia, Maryland, that's definitely DMV. Y'all know y'all is the Mecca besides Atlanta. So we're looking at Georgia, Texas, Florida. We're looking at those areas. Of course, New York, California. We're the only one on the West Coast with a high density population of Black folk in LA, Bay Area, Oakland, and all that. Come on, someone said checking in from DC.
Shout out DC. That's my frat brother.
Okay, listen. If I move one more time, I don't know. Southern Cali got me. I might try to come to DMV, but y'all got it saturated out there. Y'all doing your thing, so I got to represent the West Side.
There you go.
But in that, of those who graduate from high school, we represent just about 26% that get a BA.
Correct.
And probably of that 26%, I would venture to say maybe 10% of us are Black men.
Right.
And then if we're talking about now going into the psychology, that's even slimmer and smaller. What was your kind of motivation and how do we tell other young Black men? Today's focus is going to be on Black men, I see. How do we tell other young Black men that they have what it takes to get a BA, a bachelor's, and not to be threatened by it? Because again, that becomes in our mind. I'm not smart enough. I can't do this. And that's a lie.
Right. I would definitely tell you, me even deciding to go to college was something that was far from my mind.
Okay.
And so when I was in high school, I was awarded who's who among, the American students. And then I was able to talk to people who were in college, and I love going to homecomings. And so getting homecomings, going to, Aggie Pride, going to A&T's homecoming, I would always see us, men walking around campus. And so I was like, I think I should try this out. And so what I would share with individuals and men that you have to go with what you feel. And sometimes going with what you feel means stepping outside of yourself, stepping outside of our norms, stepping outside of what we think that is comfortable for us, and try something different. And so going to college and walking around campus, being involved in campus activities. I was the SGA president on campus. I became homecoming king on campus.
Oh, and you were out there balling.
Nah. So, one thing I would just tell you that I had to focus on what I truly wanted to be, not being intimidated with a stutter, not being intimidated with not possibly being one of the best speakers, but being Thomas. And so what I would tell young men and males all across the U.S. is just be yourself and just walk into your calling. Don't be afraid to go to college. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And we learn everything from our friends, but sometimes you have to sit down in a room and educate yourself on some fundamentals and some principles. So just follow what you want to do and try it out.
I love it. Y'all, listen, you got to catch Brother Thomas is dropping us some knowledge on today, especially as encouraging our young Black men that they too can go to college with that. You said something very interesting. You talked about getting past even stuttering and what that looks like. My daughter, my daughter, I did not go to the HBCU. No, but my daughter went to Tuskegee. And she went on a basketball scholarship, and my daughter stutters with that. And part of hers was her mind thinks faster than what she can spit stuff out.
Right.
And even today, she's 29 years old. I will have to tell her, take a deep breath, breathe. It's all right, because she will allow her mind and her thoughts to race faster. So she has a problem getting words out. But I love it that she did not use that as a hindering tool, or did not feel bad about it, but used it as a strength. And she is now a teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that one of the best things that happened to me in college was that I was running for this position on campus, and I was a little nervous about running for it because my opponent was a great oratorical person, had the image, had everything that we think that a typical leader should have. And I remember the professor walking up to me and saying, "You have a gift, sir.
Wow.
You have a gift, Thomas. If it takes you 29 minutes to say hello, you take that 29 minutes and you say hello, because that hello is going to be impactful as better as something that someone that can say the A to Z within 7 seconds can do." So I had to understand that my gift is my gift. And the major takeaway is, what are we doing with our gifts? And what are we doing to impact and encourage somebody else? So
that's good. That's good. Another clinician, Johnny, has said, hey, gentlemen, Johnny's going to be with us on Thursday night. So I'm doing a series because I want our people to see us as Black men, so that they feel encouraged. There are clinicians out there who look like us. Clinicians out there who understand our story, clinicians out there who understand our plight and what we do, and that type of thing. Okay, so now we've gone to college, and I love how you said one professor, one person poured into you, who made a difference, who encouraged you, who built you up, and say, hell, I don't care if it takes you 30 minutes to say hello. You take that 30 minutes and say hello and make impact and difference in people's lives. Yeah, man, I love that. What brought you to be a Black male therapist? Explain what your LPC, I know what it means, and how do we what is your whole LPC and even your limitless means?
All right, so LPC stands for Licensed Professional Counselor.
Yeah.
And what that means is, once you have completed your master's degree and you have successfully passed your NCE exam, and completed supervised,
come on, somebody,
supervised hours, you are able to apply for licensure as long as you have the requirements, the supervision, and your necessary documentation and paperwork. You can become a licensed professional counselor. So I own these letters.
That does not happen overnight, does it?
It doesn't. It does not. You have to be patient. You have to stay the course. You have to study. You have to know what you're talking about, because when you are a licensed clinician, you are pouring into someone's life. Their person's life becomes your baby. You have to make sure that you are tolerating it, you are being very appropriate, and you know what to say to that particular individual that is facing you. So you cannot take your licensure. You can't take this process with.
You can't take it for granted.
You can't. You have to own it. And so you asked me a question about limitless possibilities. So limitless
possibilities.
Limitless Possibilities was birthed in me around the age, like I said, around 12, 13, 15 years old. We used to play school back in the day. Anybody from older, back in the 80s and 90s, we played school in the back of our grandmother's back porch, backyard.
Come on.
We couldn't go out front. And so I always find myself in the administrative roles, counselor role, and things of that nature. And so when I moved up here after college, I began to work in a school, and I'm like, this is interesting. And
Okay.
so once I started working into a school, I also then had a part-time job as a mentor. And
Right.
as you're going through licensure, you have to work under someone's license.
Yep.
So I was providing counseling services and mentoring services to individuals, youth, and young adults.
Okay.
And so I was working at the agency, and the agency decided to, transition and do other things in the future. And I remember this judge looked at me, and I had like all of the cases. Number one, there is no bad individual. We all have a story to tell.
That's right.
So, one of the things that this judge said to me, she said, "Sir, we're not going to lose you, because the kids and the individuals that you was working with said there was nothing that can be done with this individual but jail. And you walked into this life, and you walked into this court building, and you showed us that anything is possible." And so, as I told you earlier, that I was uncomfortable about speaking because of the stutter and things of that nature.
Right.
And through my professor, empowering me, and family members always telling me, it's like, never put yourself in a box. Opportunities for you are limitless. Sky's the limit. Yeah. And so, also there's other principles why I came up with the name, but I wanted my agency, and I wanted me as a Black male of color. I don't have to, I have tats, I have earrings, I have all of that. But at the end of the day, this Black man believes that anybody can do exactly what you want to do.
Come on.
If you believe in yourself and you understand that all of our possibilities are limitless.
Come on.
So limitless possibilities was birth. I think for me, and my overall goal in this is to encourage and empower one to say, we can do this. And you got to have a partner with it. You got to have a homie. You got to have a coach, somebody that can keep reminding you when you don't see your possibilities, to say, hey, Thomas, keep it up, keep it moving. You got this. So this is how Limitless Possibilities was formed and birthed. And Limitless Possibilities is an agency that believes that there is nothing that you can do. You can always achieve your goals and your visions. Never let no one say you can't do something.
Right. I love it. People are loving this, talking about how powerful that is. And with that, says amazing how experience leads us to our journey. Yes. With that, and brother, you listen, I love it. He says, you brothers are shining. Hey, that's what we got to do. Right. And there we go. He even first says, everything starts with belief. You are
but so you know what, Marty?
Yeah.
Everything also is not about competition. We got to work together. It takes a village.
Say that one more time. Everything's not about what?
A village. We do not have to compete with one another.
Yes.
Imagine how we would be as Black men if we supported one another.
Come on. Exactly. We don't have to be. The world is already competing against us. So why are we continuing to compete against each other?
Right. And that leads to the anxieties, that leads to the mental health problems, that leads to us not trusting each other. Because we're always feeling like that we got to be better than the next person standing beside us, in front of us, behind us, even with the knife in our back. We still are competing.
Right.
Why? Right.
Why? Listen, you and I are not in competition.
No.
In other words, I'm trying to share with you, you sharing with us. So how can what I do maybe on the West Coast can empower and help you on the East Coast, vice versa? How can we relate to other men? How can we help other men? Because as you pull me up and I'm sharing, we're pulling each other up. We're pulling the culture up. We're pulling men up so that we can break the negative, the stigma. So we don't, I say all the time, we don't suffer in silence, but that we're helping each other up so we can say, listen, my brother, am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. I have a responsibility to make sure I'm pushing you up. You have a responsibility to make sure you're pushing me up. Yes, I love it. Everyone talking about we grow together. That's right.
Right.
Yes.
No person in life that is successful made it on their own. Even the Fortune 500 owner, CEO, who did they have to call to even get your initial loan. You had to call a bank.
Right.
So
Right.
no one in the world has made it by themselves.
That's right. That's right. And I love this. Ronald was even saying, we need more brothers like y'all. No, we need more brothers like us, Ronald. We're in this game together because
Good
again,
job, Ron.
you succeed, Ronald, we all succeed. And we're going to make this challenge. Who can we help bring up along the way? What other brother can we help bring up along the way? What other young brother can we mentor along the way?
And you know what? It's just like, I would just say we all can have mentors. And for us men, let's just break it down so we don't get into the stigma of therapists and stuff.
Yeah.
We have all been in therapy.
Right.
So let's give an example. For us football players, athletes, for you guys who play sports. You guys on the court, you guys on the football field.
Right.
You missing interceptions, you throwing balls, you just all over the place, right?
Right.
The coach gonna pull you out. Notice the word is what? Coach.
Coach.
The coach pulls you out. Yo, Thomas, what's wrong with you, man? Get your head in the game.
Right.
Man, my grades are failing. A girl I'm out here done did some other stuff. I'm just not here. What is the coach doing? Your coach is gonna tell you, we'll talk about all of this after the game, but right now I need you to focus on winning this game.
Yeah.
What two words did I say? Coach and focus.
Yep. Yeah.
After the game is over, your coach is going to come back to you and rap to you, and he may get into your stuff, and you may not want to hear it at first, but he's doing what? Pouring into you.
Yeah.
So, as Black men, we have already been into counseling. It just wasn't in a traditional setting.
Right.
And the quicker we understand that, the better off that we become.
Yes, and even with that, it is about he says this. What my brother here? I love your interaction with this. Life is therapy. We're all working it out. Exactly. Awesome. We're all working it out. So who are the people that we turn to? I had this new couple today, young couple. I love them to death, young Black couple. And so I was asking him. I said, "Man, have you ever done therapy or anything before?" He goes, "I'm here because she made me."
Right. Listen, that is real.
Yeah, but then I asked him at the end. I said, "So, bro, man, tell me this. How was this?" He goes, "Surprisingly, really good." Because again, our role as we don't tell you what to do. We're just the coach on the sideline saying, "Have you tried it this way?" Or keep your elbow in when you're making that shot. That's all we tell you, man, keep your elbow in or stay low to the ground. When I ran track, so and I love coming out the blocks. And you don't, when the gun goes off, you don't stand up and then run. You stay low. Why? Because you're trying to get your momentum on. That's how we doing it. Bro, how you turn that corner, lean into the corner. That's all we're doing, is trying to help coach you to lean in, to stay low, to help with the handoff in life.
Exactly.
That you get the best out of your life that you were created to be and that you were created to win in.
And I can tell you for myself, as counselors, sometimes we go and we go see someone. But even pre-Limitless, pre-therapy, this, I was always wanting to talk to somebody about different things, because if we're honest as men, we go through a lot of things in our head all the time. We're always thinking about something. And so, I had a best friend, that I can confide in, and I realized that, our friends sometimes going to tell us what we think that we want to hear. But we also have friends sometimes that can tell us the good and the bad. But I also think at times we need to have that professional guidance. And you hit a point. As therapists, we don't impose ourselves onto our clients. We expose them to different opportunities.
There you go.
They have the roadmap. We're just like the GPS system that's guiding them where to go.
Come on. Yeah. Johnny says, another therapy says, listen, the client is the expert. You're right. You guys are the experts about your life.
Exactly.
We're the professional. The professional is the guide. Just like you said, the GPS. Come on with that. I love it. We are trying to break down the negative stigma behind Now we get it because the medical profession has not always been fair to us.
Exactly.
We've been misdiagnosed as being oppositional. We've been misdiagnosed as being conduct disorder.
ADHD.
ADHD. We just pissed off. And for a reason.
For no reason, just bad. But you know what, though? Even in that, when we have been labeled as a man that's aggressive,
right?
How many of us as men and ladies, thank you so much for chiming in.
Yes.
But how many of us as men had somebody come to us and ask us the why?
Yeah.
Why are we the way that we are? And once you find out the why, are you able to accept the why?
Oh, that's
or
good.
Are we just gonna be stuck?
That's good. That's good. And ladies, listen, ladies, we're gonna be on for about probably another 20, 30 minutes. Listen, go get them men folk. Get these men folk involved. Now, we love you, ladies. Don't get us wrong. We love you.
We do.
But we want you to get these men folk involved in this conversation as well. Right. And I love what you said. We're asked, they're asked, how many ask the why? Why are you angry? Or why do you have, because let's look at it. I have this shirt I love. It says, Black men smile. Because we're often portrayed as we can't smile, even in the picture.
All uptight, shoulders up.
Right. Oh, is that all up here?
Right.
You know, that shows already there's something going on.
But you know what, though? If we go back and we think about it, we as Black men were taught and raised to be the protector, to be the one who guards things, to be the one that's ready to, be on defense if needed. Right. And so I think sometimes some of us as men don't know when to just be like, shh, breathe. It's okay. Yeah. Like you can go to another homeboy and dap them up and give them a hug, and it's okay.
Yeah. It is fine. We can dap someone. We can show love towards my brother. Right. And have to again, that's showing some sort of respect. That's showing love. That's like, man, I got your back. I ain't gonna let you fall. I'm there with you. We're gonna go down together.
Right. Because guess what? When we on that football field and we got that win, what are we gonna do? We're gonna run to the huddle and we're gonna do our little hug. So if we can do it on the field, why can't we do it off the field?
Exactly. But because we have been conditioned, and I say it that way, not to express or show emotions, not to express or tell when we're uptight with that. I say it all the time, like that soda can. We've been told to shut up. Right. Don't show your emotions. Man up. Suck it up. And I'm still trying to think, what does man up mean when I'm hurt? Or what does man up mean when I'm struggling with that? And then the slightest crack, we explode. Right. All over everybody.
We have to recognize when our cans are shaking. We do.
That's good.
We men, I hope you're listening. We have to communicate. We have to communicate when we are at that point. And I think sometimes we don't communicate. Right. And then we foster this stuff inside. And the smallest little thing sets us off. When all we had to do was just say, hey, I didn't like how you went in the room and then turn off the light. Just say that. Right. I love it. Brother, you listen to say, man, you got some good comments in here. The real silent killer. Loving it, brother. Loving it. That's the truth. Yes, we got another good comment in here. It says, right, boys were raised to deal with Black men issues and it hardens them. We must change the narrative. I like that comment because it talks about, have we put too much, especially when and I've heard this time and time again, when parents may get divorced or something like that, they then look at the 10-year-old boy and say, you're now the man of the house. He ain't the man of the house. No. And then what happens when he becomes the man of the house and you start dating or you want to do something else, and then the man, your child of the house, tell you, what are you doing? Yeah. You gotta sit down and stay at a child's place. No, you told him you are the man of the house. You can't.
So look at the mixed signals. And we wonder why we have problems like that. Yes. We have to teach what is a role, our roles in the family. I love whenever I do family, I love shaking trees. I love shaking stuff up on purpose.
Listen, right.
Because
you find a real person.
Mm-hmm. We have parentified them too early.
Right.
That can they first learn how to be a 10-year-old boy and learn proper development as a 10-year-old boy and not be this 25-year-old man? Listen, I got this book in me, man. Mama, I love you, but I'm not your man.
I love that. I love that.
Mama, I love you, but I'm not your man. In that, I love my mother. You know, my parents divorced when I was about 16. I grew up in a domestic violent household, and with that, but what I do love that my mother did, she never made me be the man at 16 because she knew I was dealing with my own issues with my father, and I knew I needed to process that. She did her best that she could to support me and to send me to college. And let me tell you something. She also drew that line when I thought I was going to sneak. My mama's on here, so I'm telling this story.
Mine is too.
Yeah. I thought I was going to come home and because I went to Berkeley and had played around and called myself being in love and dated this girl and all this stuff, blew all my little summer money. And I had my plan, and I said, I'm going to go up here and tell my mom I got to come home and I'll go back to school next semester. And she said, no, you ain't. You officially homeless. You put your sugar honey iced tea in that locker and get on that bus in the morning and carry your behind to school. And she said, you cannot come home until you have a degree.
Right.
And that was the best thing she could have ever done for me. Now I was 19 at the time, so yeah. She said, "Listen, you made your bed. You need to figure it out."
Exactly.
Yeah. Now she did that.
Sometimes
not at 9. She knew I was better equipped to handle it at 19, and not at 9. With that, yeah. Yes.
And it goes back to something that you said. We have to know when we can give responsibilities to young men.
Right.
We have to know when it's time. And, you know, you talk about your book. I love it. I'm also working on one, too. And the title of it is When I Became a Man, I Put Away Childish Things.
Childish Things. Come on, Bible.
All right.
Listen, Pam, don't you start. You should talk about that you're making some trouble with that book title. Yes, we mean to make some trouble, Pam. Trey Maddox, thank you, Trey. Says having someone who looks like me promoting mental health and leading this conversation is indeed therapeutic. Thank you, man. This is what we do. This is what we
do, brother. By the way,
yeah. Because again. With us only being, listen, there are Black male therapists out there. We have to search for them. Yes, there's a website called Therapy for Black Men. You can look on there and find us. Are you on that one?
Yes.
Okay, see, we on there. You can look at Psychology Today and look for pictures now of Black men and everything with that. So will you have to, and we're going to say this too, every Black therapist may not be for you. In that regards, just like you have to find your primary care physician that works with you, you got to find a therapist that can rock with you and relate to you as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I could say this, Marty, what I would say to our listening audience, when you go into a therapy session, for example, especially to our licensed counselors on this call tonight, don't go into your sessions with a preconceived notion.
Good.
Don't go into your initial intake. You may have gotten some referrals, there are past psychological evaluations, and so on and so forth. When I enter my initial session, Marty, I have nothing with me.
Okay.
Nothing. We sit down, we have a conversation, and I say, tell me who you are. What's your story? And I make it so relaxed. I'll lay back, because if I truly want to get fixed, I gotta know that I can get fixed the way that's comfortable for me, not for us as the therapist.
That's right.
We already gonna get paid. You gotta make sure that you making your audience, your client, feel like they can be themselves. But the word that I want to use that we need to empower each other to do and hold us accountable is be authentic.
That's it. That's it. We have to, because if we're not being real and authentic, then we're wasting people's time. Now, I have stopped a therapy session before after I tried to have this young brother. I said, listen, man, you lying to me. I can look at you and tell you lying. Stop making the funk. I'm gonna give you one more again to get this right. But because just like I don't want him to feel that I'm wasting his time. By the same token, I don't want to be them feeling they're wasting my time. That's my fam in there. That's right. Yes, 100. That's right. You got to be at all times.
Marty, though, even when we think we are being honest, they know when we're not honest.
Exactly.
Like, when they're giving us some,
some bull. Yes.
There we go. Right. You got to be like, okay. And then, but they're watching our facial expressions.
Right.
They're watching our response to certain things. And when we know that somebody is giving us something that's not true, it's not our job as a therapist to say, at that particular time, like, you wrong. Just say, hey, so tell me more about that.
Right.
And then you'll find that they get to jumbling around. And I'm like, okay, so now that we've gotten through that piece, now are you ready to tell me the truth?
Yes.
And then after the session is over, depending on the client, I may be like, so why did you start that story off like that, man? Like, you shouldn't have did that. Just level with me. I'm not here to judge. We can't judge. We all have a story. Just be honest.
Yeah, I love my boy Trey is on here. Trey, how you doing, baby? He said, "Listen, be true to thyself." That's so true. You gotta be true. And I'll give him some great results. That's when you give him the side eye.
Oh, really? For real?
Yeah. Yes. I love all the churchy folks say 99 and a half won't do. Come on. been running, trying to make 100. Come on.
99. Okay.
I love it. Johnny's gonna be here on Thursday, y'all. Just a precursor. Come on back for Johnny. I got him in there. He's about that's how you create a therapeutic relationship, and that is with someone regardless of the age. Right? Kids are smart too. You're absolutely right, and they can tell if they're gonna rock with you or not. You're absolutely right with that, Johnny. With that. So, what is your specialty that you do, and what do you love in this whole therapeutic journey that we're in?
Honestly, I love to communicate.
Okay.
Love empowering others.
Yeah.
Growing up, living life, having life happen, there was always someone empowering me and encouraging me to be the best Thomas that I could be. So I would say that as a therapist, I love the one-to-one interaction with individuals. I love family sessions. Group therapy, I think, is the best because you get to find out where they go. You get to see who's the one that's just going to sit back and just observe. And you get to find the ones that's going to be the one that's just going to talk and want to be in control at all times. But I would say between group and family,
that's I love work. Listen, I got to charge them individually because they're going to individually make me work. They be trying to get me
right. But, individual therapy, I think, is key, especially in times that we're living in as such. We really have to provide individuals with an atmosphere of what we call a safe space.
Yes.
And so my techniques, I'm not Illyrian, Adlerian. I'm not person-centered. I consider myself as finding what works. So I would say that my approach is eclectic. Because it may not work for everybody. You know, you may not want to give me your lifestyle and how you was born and your lifestyle assessments, but you may want to be in a session to where you say, I need somebody to confront me when I know I'm giving you stuff.
Yes.
So those are different techniques, you know? Different techniques for different, you know, for different individuals. Yes.
That's right. That's right. With that, what do you say to the Black man or the man who is resistant to therapy? I know we've been we've already addressed that, but and how do we help? And I say this, the hurting Black man, because when I see a angry Black man, I actually see a depressed Black man.
Facts. So I'll say that I have a client that, you know, former client that just hated therapy. Then he didn't like the color red, so I would never wear red. You know, it was like every time he would come to a session, it will always be something that he did not like. And so one day I said, you know what? And I guess he thought I had lost my mind. I took everything off the desk, made everything plain. I said, now tell me, what do you like?
Oh,
well, I like it for this session to be over. Okay. So how do you think this session can be over? If you stop talking. Okay, for me to stop talking, what do you need to do? Get out of this program. Because they still gonna be fighting you back.
Right.
Well, what are some requirements for you to get out of this program? Keep in mind, he's not knowing that I'm still doing the session.
Right.
I'm still engaging you, but I'm doing it on your terms.
Yes.
Rule number 1, set no terms. Be appropriate and be under the confines of our licensure.
Right.
But guide the conversation so they can feel like they're in control.
Yeah.
So he kept saying, well, in order for me to get out of this program, I got to stop yelling at my, you know, blah, 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 hitting da. Well, how do you propose you can do that?
Okay, you better start writing a treatment plan, and he don't know he writing his own treatment plan.
Right. And so, you know, to fast forward to where it was after the session, I said, so you know what you just did, right? Made you stop talking? I said, yeah, because why? Again, the why. Why did I stop talking?
Right.
Because I said I was going to take walks and, you know, go outside and ride my bike. That's the goal, sir. And then he looked.
Right.
It sent it over. I was like, yes, sir. As he walked out the door, he was like, so are we still on next week? I said, you tell me. Ain't back next week.
You empowered him.
Consistency and empathy, not wallowing in the situation because they already doing it on their own. I know that you're hurting, but what can you do to fix it?
Yes.
Sometimes all people want to hear is for you to say, I hear you, I understand.
Exactly. That's so powerful. And Trey was even saying, well, being a great communicator is a great trait to have. Definitely great communicators make great. You're absolutely right with that. I'm with you, Johnny. He's already making goals for himself without even knowing it. You're right.
Exactly. You're right. Yeah. And I think sometimes when we, you know, as therapists, we also need to just let our clients know from the beginning, you have the answers. We just want to make sure that we just fine tune it. Because sometimes we as therapists need fine tuning.
Yeah.
That's why we got those CEUs, you know, because we got to fine tune ourselves.
For those who may not know what CEUs, what are CEUs?
Continuing education credits.
Continuing education, yes, credits with that unison with it. Because again, we are always growing. Anytime a therapist thinks that they have learned it all, that's when you go, you ain't the one for me. Got it. Deuces.
Right.
With that, yeah. With that. Because, and I love how we're having this amazing conversation about how therapy is not threatening.
Not at all.
It's even, do I have to be confrontational sometimes? If you pull me to be confrontational, we can be confrontational.
Yeah.
You know?
And at the end of the session, we still cool.
Exactly.
Right.
Make sure you leave your money.
Come on with your money.
No, listen.
Oh my goodness.
You work too hard for charity now. Come on. I tell them all the time, listen, you got your weed money and your other money, bring me my money.
Right. And keep it clean money.
Yeah.
Don't have no money, but don't. I don't want no blood money. No, I'm good.
Right. You can finance all your other habits, finance your therapy habits as well. With that, yes. No, man, this has been definitely amazing with that. Listen,
I'm enjoying it.
And you are here with Thomas Davis, man, an amazing therapist in the DMV. If y'all looking for someone or know someone that needs to listen, call him up. How can we get a hold of you?
You can follow me on social media, Instagram at Limitless Possibilities for You. You could also visit my website at www.limitlesspossibilitiesforyou.com. Or you can reach me at 202-270-3410.
The limited possibility for you. For spelled out F-O-R?
F-O-R, yes.
You.
F-O-R-U.com.
Okay, definitely. I put that on there so people will have that. With that, it's so important. Listen, we have to support one another in this. And man, that's what I'm talking about. Supporting you, because again, you are growing, we're growing together, because we listen, we want everyone to stop suffering in silence anymore, especially we as men, Black men, brown men, we have to stop suffering in silence, but we have to. My mantra is speak up, speak out, and live your best life. I'm tired of just making it and just getting by or waking up, man. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
You know what? I mean, what you just said is so key and critical. And I just also want to empower us as men to let stuff go.
Come on, say that one again.
We have to find a way to really let some hurt, let some bad choices, let some bad financial moves, bad relationships.
Yes.
We have to find a way to free ourselves.
Yes.
And, I'm also going to challenge us during this pandemic that we focus on finding something that we want to let go within our own selves.
Yes.
We got to stop suffering because we're hurting ourselves.
We are.
People see that. And that's the thing that I don't think we as men know or we really realize.
Right.
We may look the part, we may dress the part, but you know what people see? They see your eyes. They see your body language and they see your face.
Yep.
And they know your heart.
That's right. That's right.
So no matter how much we think we are masking things, how much we feel that we are not showing anything, we have to let it go.
Let it go.
What happened to you when you was 9 and you 49? I'm just going to sit there for a second. What are you even mad about?
Right.
At this point? I mean,
we have to process that too and talk about why are you still mad at that? Because that person has moved on. She'd have met someone else. She'd have had 10 other children's with that, and we have to learn to let it go so that we can live our lives. Listen, set it free. Set it free.
Right.
So you can set yourself free.
Right. In order to, and I always tell, individuals that are going into relationships, before you can enter a new relationship, how did you end your past relationship?
Wait a minute.
And
you want
what do you want in your new relationship? I see that side eye.
Okay, what you mean? What you talking about, Willis?
Right. You know what I'm saying? You have to be okay with Thomas Davis.
Yeah.
If Thomas is not happy, my partner is not going to be happy. My family is not going to be happy. My home ain't going to be happy. Guess what? My money ain't going to be happy.
Come on.
I'm going to be home. So I'm going to do what? Spend money.
Yes. I love this. What Shantae, she was saying, people have become comfortable with existing in. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
but you have to. But part of that is fear of not knowing what joy feels like. Because
we haven't experienced it in so long.
We haven't. I work with group homeboys, and one of the things that they will do, they will sabotage. I'm sure you understand what the youth that you work with. They will sabotage the relationship because they're so used to knowing what hurt feels like that joy and happiness is a new thing and it feels uncomfortable. So they're like, let me hurt you before you can hurt me.
Right. And and I see I have a group of students. No one has believed in them. They feel like they have been written off. So I want when we were in school, like, yo, what's up, son? You ain't my daddy. And then I had to explain to them. I was in a single parent home too. And sometimes we as men, we have to have that other connection with another male. So sometimes we gotta just have that in our lives.
Wait, okay. Now you open up a whole nother can of worms.
We'll stop.
No, but that's because see, you got me excited now. You got me on that pole because we failed to realize the importance and the value of male to male mentorship, father to son, uncle to nephew, all of those things, grandfather to grandson, and all that. The importance of how it's necessary to pour into other men,
right?
With that, yeah.
And but the other side of that is you gotta be poured into too. You can't be the one pouring all the time. You can't be the one pouring because if you keep pouring, what's going to happen to the bottle? It's going to get empty.
You're being freshly poured into on a regular basis as well. Come on. Right. Because we have been conditioned that we are islands, that we don't need anyone else. Because I go back, y'all, I'm sorry, that's an old slave mentality. Right. Because that was to break you from getting the necessary help that we needed. We saw it played time and time again. See, now you got into my conspiracy theory with it. They knew they could not get Malcolm X and Martin Luther King together because that would have been too powerful. So I have to create mess. How many times have we allowed other people, especially with men, to create havoc in our lives so that we stop talking to each other and not form that powerful bond? Can you imagine what would happen if we as Black men got together and start supporting each other?
Right. Think about how we as Black men, period, would be if we just encourage somebody.
Yes. Wow. What man, you're messing me up tonight. You're messing me up.
We talk about the hierarchy of needs. Maslow talk about the basic needs of food, shelter, before you get to your top level, which is self-actualization. But we have to sometimes start at the foundation.
That's it.
The foundation has to be stable, and the foundation is the key to the top.
Yes.
A strong foundation, your house gonna do what? It's gonna fall.
It's gonna fall. And too many of our houses are fall. And here's the thing: we will watch other people's my brother's house fall, and then get some sort of kick and joy out of it, thinking we getting ahead because they're falling. No, you in the same neighborhood, my brother. So while you watching that house fall, someone else is conspiring on how to make yours fall.
And if we honest, in 2020, some of us are planning your house to fall.
Yeah.
Because they want your house, but they don't want to work to get what you got. They want you to fail.
Yeah.
So, we have to take all of these things into consideration to bring it back to what we're talking about is we got to understand that when you have your support system, when you're supporting one another, you are able to tell the person who may not be seeing it at that time, hey, you may want to watch out for that.
Yes.
Or pay attention to something. And it's not always negative. It could always, be positive.
Go ahead.
So I was just saying, just to sum it up, we got to develop men. We have to develop a support system.
That's it. So that we stop hating on each other. We get the necessary help. That's all we want to come in here tonight and say, listen, we as Black men, we have to learn to love each other, to support each other, to make sure that if I don't have, that I'm making sure that I let someone else know. And if I do have enough, that I can share it with you and with that. Because listen, one, there's enough money to go around. And we have to learn to reinvest our dollars in our communities and reinvest our resources in our communities with that as well. And that's all we're trying to say here. We want to help you reinvest and get you the necessary help so that you can move to the next level in life.
And Marty, I just want to say, I applaud you. I support you as a
I appreciate it.
support everything that you're doing out there on the West Coast.
Thank
I
you.
think that when we publicly and we are okay and we're comfortable with being able to tell another man, good job, imagine what we can do outside when there's no one else watching.
Yeah.
Shout outs to all of my dads who are raising kids in 2020. Yeah. When I see the dads out here doing this, I say, you know what? You are a good dad. You know, keep doing what you're doing. Because if you don't tell them, guess what? I didn't always have that in my life. Yeah. So when I see that relationship, when I see that child look at that dad's eyes and when he lights up, when he comes in the room, if we don't empower women, if we're not empowering your men, if you're not empowering each other, what are you doing?
Right. That's how we got to
support each other.
Yes. Wow, man, listen, I have enjoyed myself so much tonight. This cannot be the last time we do this.
No, sir.
Yes. And I'm feeling some sort of conference once we get all this physical distancing lifted up, maybe sometime in 2021.
Let's do this.
That we have a conference to do nothing but to help Black men and men of color with that. And y'all, we want to talk about our Latino brothers because we need to be helping us. And there's so many Afro Latinos that we fail to reach that population as well.
And just know that it's not just a Black man. Men of color.
Yes, man.
We need to know that it's okay. And as the Black male therapists, we as the men of color, we got to go out into these communities and empower someone else to do what we're doing. Because everyone has a story to tell. We just got to make our story visible for people to hear it.
That's right. I love it. And we got to start writing and sharing our stories and start continuing to pass that tradition down and everything. Y'all, I appreciate. Listen, everyone is going crazy talking about thank you. This has been a blessing. Thank you all with that.
Thank you so much.
Yes, please like and share this. Forward this, y'all, to everyone in your groups. Get other men to listen to this because that's what it's all about. Thomas, tell us once again, I have your limitless possibilities for you.com. How else can they find you again?
They can follow me on Instagram at Limitless Possibilities for You. And I have a Facebook page as well, which is Limitless Possibilities LLC.
Wonderful.
And I thank you, sir, for this opportunity and this platform. And I just want to say this right quick to our listening audience. Never allow anyone to say to you that you cannot do anything, be anyone. You have to stay in the rut. You have to stay stuck. Always remember that your possibilities are limitless. The sky is the limit.
That's right.
Pandemic. I know we're tired of being in the house. We need haircuts. We need all of that. But take this time to work on you.
That's right.
And if you need to reach out to someone on the West Coast, you have a great man here. If you're in the DMV area, please reach out to us. We are here for you. Even if you just want someone to empower you, don't be stuck. And thank you so much, Marty, for this opportunity.
It is my pleasure, man. I appreciate you. I'm gonna close, so don't hang up when I'm going. But we got you. I'm put you in the y'all again. Let's give it up for my brother from another mother, brother Thomas Davis, who is absolutely amazing.
Marty.
Limitless possibilities, man.
Thank you.
You have been such an encouragement that I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you, sir.
For what you're doing with that. Do you have definitely would again? Thank you so much. Read some of these comments and other. Again, thank you, man. We'll be talking soon again. Listen, that was Thomas. Oh my God. I hope you've enjoyed that, y'all. Again, we are so excited. Listen, you can join us at marcelconsulting.com. We got some amazing things with this. And just before we leave, I cannot be remiss without, I am so excited to announce starting on next Wednesday, May 20th, is the official launch of my podcast. Listen, my trailer, I just got announced, y'all. I'm so excited. Is on Spotify. So check it out. It's on Spotify under the podcast Mental Health Matters with Marty. You can hear the trailer with that. So excited. Registration has already begun. And again, The first 300 to register are going to be entered into a drawing. But please, 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 we got some stuff coming on Friday, May 22nd. Friday, May 22nd at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time is going to be our virtual launch party. You don't want to miss this. Oh my, we got some exciting things lined up for you. Again, how do I stay in touch? You can text I Matter to 31996. Again, type I Matter to 31996. Why are we doing that? Y'all, I had a ball today. Again, we don't want you to suffer in silence, but we have to stop the stigma of what mental health services are like, y'all. We want you to speak up, speak out, and live. Again, join me this coming Thursday, as I'm so excited to announce my brother Johnny, another Black male therapist, is going to be joining us Thursday for another amazing discussion, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, y'all. For those of you who are joining us, I cannot thank you enough for joining us and coming out tonight. And again, much hats off, much love to my brother Thomas Davis. If you're in the DMV area, you got to check him out, what he's doing with Limitless Possibilities. Again, until this coming Thursday, much love, stay safe, speak up, speak out, and live. We'll see you next time. God bless. Take care.